Hello everyone, this is Hakaym and welcome back to another episode of Funday Sunday, and we're here today to talk about the Clan War Sprint that they were doing July 6th and on July 20th. And unfortunately we missed the July 6th event. Really comes down to the fact that it was July 4th weekend, and many of us, actually have lives and we have plans. So unfortunately, we weren't able to do it on July 6th. Well, we did manage to do it yesterday, and this is actually being recorded today because obviously all of last night we were doing Clan Wars. So yeah, and honestly, it was fun. It was definitely very, very interesting to do it again. The only major benefit of doing this Clan Wars was you got additional money, additional coal, and additional oil and additional steel. So really nice to actually do it. I think our clan did very well. Now, I am in the Tier 10 Des Moines. We do have a few of our clanmates, Formal in the Kremlin, Sweet in the Henry, Darth in the Zhao, Term in the Moskva, Bones in the Stalingrad, and Lord Ecthelion in the Gearing. So, playing on probably my least favorite maps, but it's alright. Getting to position, opening up on Stalingrad. Now this battle, the reason why I'm showing off this battle is the comeback. You'll know what I'm talking about as the battle progresses. But got into a position where we can at least get some decent amount of hits. Got a Citadel on that Wooster. Probably could have stayed there a little bit longer, but there is at least the Des Moines on the other side. Could have got into my broadside, so yeah. I mean, I could have, and I probably should have, but I am going to try to take A, because at the moment, it looks like a majority of their team is out east, and we don't really see anyone currently out west. Now, this is always a tricky position. It does really require a lot of support from your allies, because if a Henry or a battleship gets out far west, you're pretty much a sitting duck, very susceptible to being focused down, especially by a Henry, which I really do love the Henry. It's a fun ship to play, very powerful, very much different from the first couple seasons of Clan Wars, because, well, it does have that reload booster and it has those very large caliber guns. We are being radared. Hakaym is detected, and this is where the issue is going to fall. That radar is going to be constant because there's both the Wooster and the Stalingrad, and is just going to be of a major annoyance. So we do pop radar, we do get the Hakaym in our radar, we do start focusing him, but unfortunately, the only other person able to shoot at the Hakaym is going to be Bones in the Stalingrad, and the Stalingrad, its reload is not particularly fantastic, and that's not going to be very beneficial, so unfortunately I'm going to be the only one shooting at this Hakaym, and yes, I probably could have been using AP, because it does take AP penetration. Just heat of the moment, you kind of inadvertently forget a few of this facts. Do get some hits, but it's not really that damaging, and RNG just really isn't favoring my hits there. Now, I did think about showing off another battle I had in the Des Moines while playing Clan Wars, where I had essentially taken on about almost half the team. 2 Henrys, a Des Moines, blind shot, got 4 Citadels, something like that. I thought about doing that. I might do a short little clip because it's really not needed to do a full video. So I might put that at the end of this, just so you guys can enjoy the moment. But this is where the problem lies, is now that Henry is on my broadside, and once again, a Henry on a Des Moines' broadside is not very good. So I am reversing and I'm going to start angling away. But at the exact same time, that Haragumo is still around. And unfortunately for us, or better yet, unfortunately for me, that Haragumo can fire with impunity. And this is where kind of the issue starts falling. Now, at the moment, things aren't looking particularly well. This Henry's really messed up. Like, he's just charging in. He's going to get focused by a Stalingrad and a Henry, showing broadside to them. But at the moment, the Kurfürst has pushed down the middle, with the Worcester and the enemy Stalingrad, and now we are being radared, and now we're just going to get hammered by this enemy Haragumo. My only hope would be able to push up to that island in front of us. However, there's still the fact that there is the Stalingrad and the enemy Worcester, and we don't know the exact position quite yet. And yes, there is a Stalingrad just around that corner, and probably should have focused on that Worcester instead of looking at that Haragumo. But yeah, things aren't looking really well. We did lose Lord Ethelian in the Goering. He ate a torpedo, so we are down our destroyer. The enemy team has 2 destroyers still, and this is where things start to go a little wrong. But once again, this is a really good game. So at the moment, just kind of playing with that throttle. I'm currently working on getting the legendary upgrade for the Des Moines. So I have that increased acceleration, which would be really beneficial. And here I think I kind of make a mistake. I decided to push in, try to take on the Stalingrad. Honestly, I probably should have just stopped right about here, not pushed that much further. But mistakes were made, and unfortunately this kind of stuff happens because now we are detected. And both enemy ships use their radar, so I would have been fine for a little bit longer. But instead I push in, trying to get the Stalingrad's broadside. But unfortunately for him, he's a little bit smart and decides not to really do that. He's trying to get at least the superstructure. And then, just as I'm trying to angle, but of course it's the Stalingrad's AP, goes right through my bow armor. And that's when I see the enemy Des Moines showing a lot of broadside, and things are starting to go wrong for us. We just lost Term in the Moskva, and in just a moment, I am just about to go down, and there. So, do get a double citadel on that Des Moines, leaving him very low in health. And as you can see, Darth is extraordinarily low in health, only 2,000, and even Formal in the Kremlin is extremely low in health, only 10,000 points of health. And unfortunately for us, we do have 2 ships that are near full health, but they're completely in the wrong direction, not able to provide a lot of support. But Bones is starting to push in, and this is where it gets really exciting. Shots off at the Des Moines, and not quite yet to kill him. He's so exceptionally low on health, but that is a Henry opening up on that Des Moines, and good night, Des Moines. So that has brought us back another ship, but we're still ahead, or still down 2 ships. So things could go a lot better. Now this is the major difference I see between World of Warships and World of Tanks, is comebacks is a lot more difficult for World of Warships. Because in World of Tanks, and as the Stalingrad that beached himself definitely felt, World of Warships, it's much harder to prevent damage being taken because there's a lot more shells. There's a lot more potential that even if you're angling, some of the shells might hit your superstructure and cause damage. And there's also the fact of HE, which is by far the most damning of things because it still can penetrate even if you're angling, and it can still cause fires. Now our team has pushed into A and B. The enemy team have been forced out, which is extraordinarily beneficial for us because it does mean we can take away their caps. Because the enemy team have yet to actually fully captured C right now. The enemy team has 2 destroyers. They have a Worcester and they have a Kurfürst. Now the 2 destroyers are kind of mid-health to low health. I believe the Shimikaze is extraordinarily low on health. And we do know that at least the Shimikaze is in C, but unfortunately for Bones, he is about 30 seconds away from a radar, so that Shimikaze is going to be at least able to get that C cap. Now the Kurfürst is probably by far one of the bigger issues, because it does have a lot of health, and it still has those very big guns. Now, we are at least starting to bring some points back, and this is where I think the enemy team really makes mistakes. Now, they let us capture A and B, and they still have a very strong battleship, but unfortunately there's no one available to really counter the Stalingrad, let alone the Henry. The Henry suite is near full health and is going to get at least around the broadside, but unfortunately suite does get detected by that plane, so they at least know he's coming. And the Shimikaze probably should have been a little bit more faster to react, because he's no longer detected. He knows there's a Henry coming around the corner, but he doesn't do anything and allows Sweet to come around his broadside. Does smoke up, but far too late. That is the another kill for Sweet. Sweet's actually on 3 kills right now, and this is where things get dodgy. But at the exact same time, it's really beneficial because the Kurfürst is battle tanking the Stalingrad, which means he's showing a lot of broadside to Sweet Potato, which is able to use AP, and Henry AP is really, really strong. Now, obviously, Bones has a Worcester to his left, and the Worcester is trying to play it smart. He's not trying to show a lot of broadside, but at the exact same time, he's not able to use a majority of his guns. And Bones is focusing on that Worcester. Probably, maybe should have just used a HE. Might have been a little bit beneficial. And at this point, someone mentioned a ram, but no, it's actually going to be a far better idea if Bones does not ram the Kurfürst, because, well, Sweet gets the Kurfürst, and we have brought it back. We're actually 2v2 right now, and that Worcester is so low in health, and he's not going to be able to get out of this. And somehow we managed to actually kind of pull this back. The Hakaym is trying to assist, but it is Stalingrad, and Stalingrad has that ridiculous deck armor that, even with IFHE from a Hakaym, really doesn't do much. But still, he has to be careful. He does actually have a heal coming up here momentarily, but somehow our team has managed to bring it back, which is by far exciting. It was a very fun night witnessing this battle, because at the beginning of the battle we lost, I think, 2 to 3 ships, and things were looking pretty grim. But yeah, somehow, and this, once again, this is kind of the major difference between World of Tanks, because I've watched Mighty Jingles, I've watched World of Tank replays, and there's a huge difference between being able to have a comeback with tanks and ships. And I do apologize. You may not have heard it, but my cat was meowing at me, probably wanting attention, something like that. But now the only thing the Hakaym can really do is try to kill us. He's not able to really capture any points. We do tell Sweet to head to A and B just to prevent the Hakaym from trying to capture that point. And unfortunately for him, well, Stalingrad still has radar, and at this range, there's not much this Hakaym can do. But anyway, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like what we saw, hit the like and subscribe button. You guys have a great and fantastic night. Zaijian.